I greet you all. This is your friend, Minister Elizabeth, the Heavenly Ambassador. You see, when you read the scripture in 2 Kings chapter 2 and verses 3 to 5, you see the sons of the prophet in Bethel went to Elisha and asked him and said, "Don't you know that your master will be taken away from you?" And Elisha looked at them and said, "I know, hold your peace." So you see, it takes someone who submits genuinely to know what is about to happen to their spiritual father. It takes someone who knows what they are doing in submission to know what is about to take place. And so when the sons of the prophet went to Elisha and to ask him and say, "Don't you know that your master will be taken away from you?" And he told them to say, "Hold your peace." I know it is because Elisha followed closely the prophet Elijah that he could perceive what was about to take place. You see, ministers of the gospel, we are living in the generation where there's so much of pretense with people that submit to you. We are living in the generation where people will pretend as if they are so loyal to your submission, as if they are so loyal to you. But when they are with other people, when the people ask them who they are submitting to, they will not refer themselves to you. They will not say it is you they are submitting to. They will point out some other people. They will point out another person. But when they are with you, they will pretend as if they are so loyal to you. And so when the sons of the prophets, when they were in the absence of the prophet Elijah, could pretend, they would pretend that they were not submitting to him. No wonder when they were asking Elisha, they said, "Don't you know that your master," meaning that they were not acknowledging the prophet Elijah, that they were his spiritual sons. They were not acknowledging the prophet Elijah in his absence, that they were not submitting to him. But every time when they were with Elijah, they'll pretend as if they were so loyal to him. Listen, ministers of the gospel, you may be thinking as if you have a lot of people that are submitting to you without knowing that a lot of them are just pretenders, without knowing that a lot of them are just pretending to be loyal to you when they are not even submitting to you. No wonder you find that one person will be submitting to many spiritual fathers. No wonder they will not even know who blessed them. They will not even know who is building their spiritual life. They will not even know who is contributing to their spiritual growth because they are surrounded with so many spiritual fathers. They are busy acknowledging so many spiritual fathers. When one prophesies to them, they tend to say, "It's my spiritual father." When someone does something good to them, they'll pretend, they'll turn and say, "This is my spiritual father." And so as a result, you find that one person has got so many spiritual fathers. We are living in a generation where there are so many people that pretend to be submitting to the men of God. We are living in the generation of where so many people who pretend as if they're submitting to their spiritual mothers without knowing that they are not submitting to anybody, because you cannot submit to many prophets, you cannot submit to many spiritual fathers, you cannot submit to many ministers of the gospel, because you are fed with different food, the spiritual food, and so you might not know where your blessing is coming from. You might not even know where your breakthrough is coming from. So you see, the sons of the prophets, they were submitting to Elijah. In his absence, they will say, "Your master." But when they are with the prophet Elijah, they'll pretend as if they are so loyal to him. You see, in this generation, a lot of ministers have been hurt because of spiritual sons and daughters. They've been hurt because of the people that pretend to be submitting to them, because a lot of them are just pretenders. A lot of them, they break their hearts. A lot of them has caused them nothing but pain. Rabba Santa. Or they're submitting to many spiritual sons, to many spiritual fathers, that they end up hurting the people that have contributed so much in their growth. This is a very complicated generation. It is a very complicated generation. If you were to bring our forefathers, the time of Moses the prophet, the time of Elijah the prophet, the time of David the psalmist, if you were to tell them to come to this generation, believe me, they would refuse to stay in this generation, because this generation has become so complicated that people don't honor their spiritual fathers. They don't honor their spiritual mothers. They do not honor them. They do not honor them. All they do to them is cause them pain. They cause them frustration. They cause them hate because of the things that they do to them. We are living in a complicated generation. We are living in a generation that is so complicated. You never know who is truthful to you. You never know who is submitting genuine to you. You never know who is loyal to you. No wonder the sons of the prophet would say, don't you know that your master will be taken away from you? We are living in a complicated generation. We are living in a complicated generation, a generation that has caused so many spiritual fathers pain. They've caused so many spiritual fathers, frustration. You find that a spiritual father sacrifices a lot of things to them, sacrifices their time to them, sacrifices their teaching to them to help them grow spiritually, to help them become that which God programmed for their destiny. But in return, the spiritual sons, the spiritual daughters end up frustrating them, end up pretending as if they are loyal to their submission, because they just want to get something from them and leave them in pain, and leave them so hate, and leave them so broken, and leave them so frustrated. We are living in a complicated generation of where there's so much of pretense. Ministers of the gospel, stand firm in God. Do not let spiritual sons and daughters frustrate you. Do not let spiritual sons and daughters make you question your stance with God. Ministers of the gospel, always stand firm in God, and do not let people that are pretending to be loyal to you to make you think as if God is not with you. This is your friend, Minister Elizabeth, the Heavenly Ambassador.